Certainly so. I remember the chance of MaNa during the last Katowice.
As he lost versus TLO in the last game of his tournament.
But again, I mean, I've never been a pro gamer, but I can't imagine sitting on that stage and just like playing and looking up at that crowd. Because, I mean, we sat out on those seats, and I remember you actually playing your free-for-all.
That's right.
That was fun. But
that's right. That was last year. Yeah.
Just looking up at that crowd must have been quite a daunting aspect.
I'm pretty sure as soon as they got into the game lobby, you actually zone out. You don't even look at the crowd. You just look at the screen.
All right, well, game number 1 here between two foreign hopefuls in this round of 32. One of them will advance on to the round of 16, as we have spawning up to the top left. It is MaNa, currently teamless. And up to the top right, we have our blue Terran. It's Empire Happy.
So MaNa went through Goody in the previous round. We did mention that in between the last series. And Happy went through Malord, which is a French player.
Marine Lord.
Yes.
Yep.
Malord.
He does all right for himself, actually, does Mr. Malord, as of late. He's making a little bit of a rise in the French scene, but still not quite at the heights of people like Daishi and Todd. He'll get there eventually, though.
Yeah, hopefully for him. The winner of this, at the moment, is most likely, even though it's not determined, would be going up against TLO. Most likely, even though it's not sure yet if TLO loses, but he is the favorite to advance, probably. So they would be going up against TLO. And this is, as you mentioned, the round of 32 already. There's only going to be one player that advances from this tournament. Started off with roughly 75 players. And we are in the round of 32. There is still maybe 50, 60 players left, as the round of 64 is still going on. Getting closer and closer now. Happy is opening up with his build, which he did throughout last year. Even though when Reaper Expand become more popular, he still didn't do it. Happy has always liked to go one barracks expansion here. The advantage is that you get a faster command center. You don't need to focus on gas income, which means you can get the second and third barracks down faster as well. So you overall are set up better. The weakness of it, though, is scouting. The Reaper is obviously great at scouting. You don't really care so much about probe kills, even though it can be nice. It's the scouting. So if Happy is able to get full information all the time, then this is a perfect scenario versus him. But remember, MaNa has never been really a player that likes to play Oracle Blink as much. He's always been a more macro-focused player. So I guess this is a good setup here for Happy against MaNa.
Yeah, MaNa actually also gets the good and useful scout off initially. Does not spot the command center, but
can assume it's there.
Yeah, with a Marine coming out, especially that early on.
I mean, the only other thing it could be was like a Marine into a 13 gas, which would be a 1-base factory. Yeah. But you're not going to see that against Protoss. So it's Happy as well. He's known for going for 1 barracks command center. So absolutely MaNa knows that this is going to be a 1 barracks command center build. He does have double gases now. I wonder if he will choose to try to do something against this 1 barracks command center.
I think he might. I mean, this probe down here, he's being a little bit of a sneaky fella. So could try something here. He's still moving it around whenever he wants to. These 2 Marines are going to have to scout out diligently if they want to spot that.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a pylon down. If he wanted to throw a Stargate down there or a robotics facility, the pylon should have already been there.
Yeah.
So it's not likely that he'll use anything like that down there. There is still the option of a 2-base and then use that probe and pylon for later uses. Also, the probe could be there just to build pylons later on in the game for when he wants to begin his harassment. But as we can see by Happy, it's just 3 barracks and double gas. Very super standard.
Very hardly ever the deviation here from Happy, as you previously outlined. But, I mean, when Happy
Twilight
plays
Council,
this...
by the way.
Ooh, is there?
It might be DTs. It could be DTs, especially with the probe over there. I think Blink plays a little bit slow here, so I'm expecting Dark Templar here.
All right, well, we'll see if he wants to go for that. Throws down another pylon, and probably going to be adding on some gateways in just a little bit here. Will MaNa. For now, he has his mothership core situated at the front with that Stalker at the watchtower. So he's very, very well defended, even if there was to be a push come along. But Happy right now is saving up his minerals in the mineral line because he's not really sure what to expect yet.
All right, is it Dark Templar or Blink? It's Blink. Okay, so the reason why I didn't expect it to be Blink is this was a much faster Nexus build by MaNa, which means this Blink doesn't hit as fast as it would do do if it was, for example, the way that Parting played it earlier today. So it's going to be a more powerful blink. It could be a big enough blink play to break the front door down rather than try to jump in the main, jump down, and so on. So this can go up to a total of like 5 gateways. He's currently on 4. We could see more added on. Could go up to 6 gateways from this. This is a much higher economy blink play.
And he's going to go into the main base. He sees 1 gateway. Where's he going to go? Where is he going to go?
He scans the main, but SCV goes down and sees the Twilight Council, and that is enough indication to know that this is going to be Blink.
Wow. Happy.
But I think MaNa's pulling out already. He's got 2 assimilators coming down. With that being scouted, I don't think he's going to go for it.
You know, I actually didn't expect Happy to spot that, but he's so good about his scouting.
The thing is, you shouldn't really, in a normal game, build a gateway down here.
Yeah.
And he was like, wait a minute, why would he build that down there? And obviously there's going to be something south of that single gateway that he saw. So it was nice for him to swing down, but this is not going to be a dedicated Blink play. Look, immediately spotted, robotics facility, and double forge. He may show Stalkers obviously at the front door to make believe that this is actually happening, but it's not. He's going to Chrono Boost and dedicate full resources away from this Blink attack, but he absolutely has to pull the image that it's actually going on.
Yeah, really smart moves here. Well, not only by Happy to actually spot that, but also MaNa to kind of change it up now. And this is going to force Happy to continue on with those precautions, to continue losing a little bit of mining time with these SCVs. It all has knock-on effect here as MaNa's back at home, getting out 2 probes at a time, adding on RoboBay 1-1, so that he's selling this image right now. But once Happy sees, wait a minute, there's only 5 Stalkers, and then he doesn't see any more reinforcing Stalkers, maybe he'll kind of understand what's going on.
Yeah, I already believe that Happy knows that this is not a full-on attack.
Yeah.
And he's you know, shooting up with the 3rd gas, the factory's coming in. I'm pretty sure he's sold that it's not this. The engineering base coming in, he knows it's not now. MaNa, though, I mean, he didn't dedicate too many resources to the Blink play, but one thing that he did dedicate is time, which I suppose is resources in a way. Time because the robotics bay is late. There's another scan, and it's on the natural to spot the gases. He can see the gases have been mined from because 200 gas is mined from each assimilator, and there are sentries at home. He knows for sure this is 100% over, but as I was mentioning, through dedicating to the Twilight Council, is that the Colossus is kind of late. So there's only going to be 1 Colossus out by this attack comes, which we're going to see with the Medivacs and stuff. And MaNa's going to have to make sure that his defense is really solid against the Medivac play, which we'll see out from Happy very, very soon.
And that 3rd command center here for now, for Happy, has begun. So looking to play out of this where he can. He's even throwing down missile turrets just in case something crazy was to go on behind this. That scan really didn't reveal a huge amount about his opponent's tech route. And he still always has to be careful of that Twilight Council leading on to further opportunities.
Yeah, I think the Twilight Council will eventually be used, obviously. It's going to be used straight away here for 2-2, and it will eventually be used to Templar play, but not until we see at least 3 Colossus out here from MaNa. Yeah, there was no lag, so it's something.
I like how that's instantly where your mind goes as soon as Happy pauses.
I mean, it's not lag. Happy doesn't like his lag. It's not lag.
It's true.
Double engineering bay 2 from Happy with fast 3rd command center.
Oh,
it is lag.
Oh, panic, major over-Russell.
Yeah, it's not. It's not as all the game.
Okay, we're fine.
So Happy's in a state right now where he's gone for his 3rd command center. He's got the double engineering bay down. He's in a pretty good position. But MaNa, and I think it was really well played from MaNa, and I think it balanced the game out with Happy dedicating a few resources to the defense. He slowed down his factory a little bit, slowed down his engineering a little bit, but also MaNa slowed down his forges and robotic space. So through it being scouted, through MaNa not dedicating too much to it, through the defense of Happy, this is actually an equal game at this point.
Yeah, I do like the Stalker positioning here of MaNa, because after all that has happened, he has to know that without spotting in his main base, his opponent's main base, you know, it's about the time that Happy starts to, you know, get that starport up and running fully. So just positioning these Stalkers to intercept drops, nice. I like it. It's cute.
Yeah, it doesn't want to keep up there for too long, though. He might stay there for another 30 seconds, I think, and then leave. Because if he stays up there, then that's Stalkers that aren't defending the main base from a drop which could be launched from the Zelnaga Tower or from just outside MaNa's base. And they're pretty much useless up there. So he'll stay there for a little bit, yeah, to stop any fast medivacs that go that way. But he'll change soon.
And, well, in this game right now, there we go, the go-go. The upgrades here for MaNa are flying, especially if he goes Chrono Boost. Oh, there we go, straight away into those. So he could actually gain quite the lead in terms of upgrades if Happy's not careful. Only now has his +1 armor started.
Yep. Yep, that's definitely going to be the way that MaNa will look to finish this game off. That's his game plan from here on out, is don't take losses on 2 bases. Once he gets up to 3 Colossus, he could do it on 2, but most likely 3. Once he feels safe on 3 Colossus, he'll take his 3rd base. And then he'll be looking to eventually hit a timing when he has 3 upgrades completed, and Happy will be very weak.
As I said, they should leave after 30 seconds, and in the end, they get forced away. Poor little Stalkers.
They were probably going to leave soon anyway, but they were forced away there.
And for now, MaNa just holding on at the front. Where is his mothership core? Okay, it's sat in between these 2 bases, adding on a few more gateways as well. But those Stalkers, I think they got a glimpse of that command center flying there. I'm not 100% sure. So maybe they didn't, but you can pretty much infer that it's about that time now. Yeah,
especially because he has a pylon on the other 3rd base. He sees that nothing's mining there, and he knows that Happy isn't just going to sit back on 2 bases.
I know that this is probably just going to be more macro focus here for MaNa, but do you think he could go with 3 Colossus here?
As an attack?
Yeah. With 2-2 as well.
There is an opening because there's Ghost being built, and one of the usual follow-ups to this is Templar play, which it seems Happy was expecting and only just now building. So yes, there is an opportunity, but does MaNa know there's an opportunity? No, there's not. Like, no, he doesn't, so he won't.
Well, that factory is actually blocking the 3rd location down to the left-hand corner here, so that's a bit annoying for MaNa, and he actually doesn't know about that. He didn't stray down there with his force. He may have seen it, actually, with the Stalker in the middle, heading towards that 3rd, so...
Well, he is moving out here. This is risky, because he doesn't exactly know if there's a lot of Vikings or not. It is going to be 2-2, and he is very strong. As mentioned, yes, he can hit one. Does he know he can? No, but... Yeah, this is strong. Look at all those Stalkers as well.
Yeah, look how his units are converging on this location. And, well, he's actually going to go straight for the engagement. Those Zealots at the front are going to get brought down very quickly. But the Stalker's coming from the back in a very interesting direction and actually kill off those Vikings. But, at the same time, that leaves his Colossi pretty vulnerable. He didn't have the gateway units with them, so he has to control them diligently. And actually, look at all these Zealot Warpins.
Yeah.
There you go. 2-2 timing. Sick.
The power of Protoss! Yeah, nice attack.
Overwhelming, and yeah, that was done all right. Oh, I didn't really expect these Colossus to die, but there you go. I mean, he's done so much damage anyway, it doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Happy might be able to hold on. He might be able to hold on. Remember, if he holds on, he's still on 3 bases versus 2, so it's not over yet.
How many workers did he kill? He killed 28 in the total, so it's 48 to 40. So you're right, he's not that far behind.
And if he just gets rid of that Colossus, which is only 1 hit away, and then it does go down now. It's only, well, there is 1 more about to come in. 2-2 is great against 1-1, obviously, but it is Marine Marauders against Gateway units overall.
Yeah, another Colossus enters the fray. There have been a few Zealots sent over to the 3rd location.
He needs to get that Colossus.
Some of these units. He has to chase it away. But the Sail Stalker's going to blink on forwards and kill off those Vikings. He really needs to stim up and get that Colossus. Oh, there we go. It dies off to the Viking anyway. So... this was actually considering the weird position we're in now, and considering that all of the SCVs are almost dead, it was actually not that bad a hold by Happy, but he's going to die.
If MaNa hadn't have sent Zealots to the 3rd base to kill the SCV up there, I think Happy probably would have super held this.
Yeah, but loses just too much in the end. It's going to be very difficult for him to play out of now.
Yeah, but there's no Colossus yet, and it's still only Gateway units, but there should be enough Gateway units. If there was Zealot charge, I would say it was 100% over. But a new Colossus is about to come in. There's no Vikings.
He takes the scenic route around the backside, and Mr. Happy now just has to kind of get out as many bio units as possible. But right now, I mean, with this Colossus on the way as well, it's going to be difficult. Nice. He only has 2-1 against 2-2, so it's not too bad. And
let's just can't deal with that Colossus.
Yeah, there's just nothing to deal with it. Even the blink forwards to kill off the Medevacs, dealing with the longevity of this bio. Bye-bye bio. And bye-bye Happy for game number 1. Despite holding on as strongly as he possibly could do, MaNa just made all the right decisions.
Well, you know, he got the Ghost Academy, started building Ghosts without knowing exactly what he was going up against.
Yep. And
so, yeah, it kind of sucks for him there.
I think the second scan at the natural could have probably been spent better in the main. I mean, of course it could have, right? But scanning the natural, yeah, he got the indication that there were sentries down there, and yeah, he saw how much gas had been mined. Was it just purely to see if gas was really?
Because the follow-up from a blink is take the gases on the natural straight away.
Yeah.
And that's what he was looking for, the follow-up to see if it had been initiated or not for sure.
All right, well, that means Happy, currently 1 game down in this series. Ultrazine Stronghold once again is our second map, which means this game could go on for a little bit longer. But MaNa hitting that 2-2 Colossus timing that we kind of theorized about pretty nicely in the end. pretty nicely.
Yeah, decent game there from MaNa. Not expecting any kind of blink play early on this map. It's obviously there's 2 bases for the Terran player to hug tight. It's the same map they were on earlier. The second map with Impact versus Night End. Could see a longish one.
Could do. All right, so we're going to get into this in just a second. Countdown is finished. Not only are we having these qualifiers now, but in a week's time, if you don't know, we have the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne, which has a stacked lineup. I'm looking forward to that because we're going to know 2 more players that are advancing on to Katowice, which is going to be cool.
Yeah.
Is there... Actually, I'm thinking that there could be... Like, we could only have 1 if someone's already advanced on, but that's by the by.
Yeah, definitely could happen.
All right, so getting into game number 2 now, as we have spawned down the bottom left-hand corner, we have Mr. MaNa, currently teamless, performing really well as of late, actually, considering he qualified for Cologne and is now doing well against Happy, who is spawning up to the top left as our blue Terran. So,
the power of Protoss.
They're doing all right.
So funny. So funny.
I like how you like to fuel it as well, man.
Absolutely.
You're enjoying it.
It's hilarious.
It is pretty good.
It's great. Yeah, it's great. I, as much as Happy would love to go command center first, and it's even more possible to do it because he's playing against MaNa, who would obviously like a Nexus first as well. I wonder if he will.
I wonder. I think
every Terran player, it loads into this map against Protoss. And I've done it on my stream. Everyone's done it. You load in, you're like, such a big map.
Yeah.
Come on, I want to go command center first. And you really want to do it, but then you can't because there's an option of an Oracle build. And you just... Yeah. And he's going to do it.
He is.
He's going to go command center first here. And as mentioned, MaNa's favored playstyle is usually around getting a faster Nexus himself. And that is a 14 gateway, not a 13 gateway. So that is telling me he might not even take a gas here and we'll just go gateway into Nexus.
Yeah, certainly could get away with that. The gateway opener here for MaNa, just keeping himself a little extra defended early on just in case something crazy was happening. But in the grand scheme of things, this is Ultrazeme Stronghold, and there's that command center first.
And it is the Terran player, no matter who it is, playing against MaNa. And you do have that little bit of an extra bonus knowing that MaNa does like to grab a fast Nexus and isn't one of those players who will take double gas on every single map and threaten you with the option of either a Oracle build, a random 1-base blink could still work against command center first.
And that was something that MaNa used to do, right? Like, you know, a year or 2 even ago, he really liked those blink 1-base all-ins against Terran. So it's still in MaNa's repertoire, and he can execute it well. But nowadays, it's all about that macro for him. Where's his probe going? Oh, the wrong way.
Scouting the wrong way.
Poor little guy.
So double barracks is the usual follow-up for this. Ideally, you would have liked to get a third, but you need to spend $1 on the orbital commands. So he's going to get the orbital commands immediately, and he could go double gases straight after and start to race up towards you know, Stim and Factory and stuff. But because he doesn't know exactly what he's playing against, and it still could be the Oracle builds, it's easier if you get a third barracks to get the extra set of units out.
Then we have that.
Oh, actually an engineering bay instead.
Oh, wow.
Engineering bay here is for possible turrets. He's just worried. I mean, every Terran player is worried against Protoss every single game.
Yes, they are. It's you have to cover your bases, man. You really do, quite literally.
I wonder if he does put. I think he might put a turret on the natural, and then have his units towards the main here.
That'd be nice.
And he would just build a blind turret. That's how scared Terran players seem to feel.
All right. Well, where is our turret going to go?
It's on the natural. It'll be.
Oh well.
Because obviously, if you let's theory, if you put the turret in the main, then you need the minerals on the natural. But then you want to have the Marines near the ramp in case there's any frontal attack. So it's easier to have the turret on the natural, the units in the main. But he's actually building 2 turrets here.
Overcompensation in the end for something that isn't currently happening. But Happy's one of the safest players in Europe. So
be safe or be sorry.
Yeah, that's how he does it.
Always wear a turret.
Always wear a turret. I never, in my wildest dreams, thought I would hear the sentence, but there you go. and the Robo Facility here for MaNa in the end. So he's playing out a normal standard game. Where is our Forge is the big question. Where is our Forge?
Yeah, he might try to with such a fast Robotics Facility and no Forge here, he might try a 2-base Colossus push. He might try to go for the Robotics bait immediately as the Robotics Facility finishes, and might try to add in a Twilight Council not too far away. It could be a Blink and Colossus push coming from.
Well, he's certainly being a bit sneaky with his initial probe. He realized his opponent wasn't in these 2 locations, so now, by the power of deduction, he knows he's up here. 3rd command center goes down for Happy before seeing anything. But,
wow. Wow. Where's that Robotics Bay then? That's what it has to be. Yeah, he's timed it nicely with his gas here. Where is
gateway. And then, come on, Proby, make something for us.
Oh, he's building more gateways. Where's the Robotics Bay?
Oh, he's going down here.
He doesn't necessarily need to go for a 2-base attack, though. That's for sure. He could just be normal, just a normal 2-base Colossus play. Not an attack, I mean.
Plenty of observers coming out for him, and the Twilight Council is going to go down here for MaNa.
Okay, now this
looks like
is it going? I mean, it might be just a fast switch over to Templar play without even going to Colossus, obviously. But if he throws a Robotics Bay down and with the Twilight Council, definitely could be a bit of both. This probe is waiting to build something. Is it the Robotics Bay? No, it's a Forge.
Oh,
and now now what is he going to do now with this probe? Double Forge. Okay, so it's going to be a Templar base play, not Colossus. Twilight Council down early for Templar Archives pretty fast, and it's going to be double upgrades. Oh, and a beautiful scan.
Wow.
Beautiful. Sees everything.
Yeah, as soon as he wasn't allowed up there with the SCV, decides to drop that.
Yeah, beautiful scan. And this should prompt the Ghost Academy pretty fast here in this game.
Well, you know, he didn't see the Twilight Council, Sean.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
I wasn't looking at it.
He didn't see the Twilight. It was just on the edge.
Oh, I assumed he did.
Charge going down here. Is this a problem here for Happy is the question.
Did he? I mean, it would have been nice because he could have just built the Ghost Academy pretty fast, and then had the right units to deal with MaNa. But now this could still be, as the last game, a double Forge Colossus still. So ideally, he would have liked to have known. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's just information that he would have liked to have gathered.
Well, one Marine's on the rally on the top right-hand side here to try and catch anything that's going on. But this probe and pylon have gotten undetected for quite a while, and Happy is looking to land his 3rd base, whilst MaNa knows everything about that transition on down. So he's Mr. Happy is going to have to be a little bit careful here about how he plays this out.
Yeah, well, his units are always going to be, or should be, around the ramp to the 3rd, and he's going to get a little bit caught by these zealots. But shouldn't really take that much damage, depending on where the units are. MaNa spots the units pick up in the medevac and leave.
Oh, did he see that just then?
Yeah, he saw that. So this is a perfect, anti-timing for Happy. A beautiful timing here for MaNa as the units are in the sky and nowhere near.
Yeah, and, you know, he could actually have High Templars at his natural now and just kind of feedback those and do whatever he wants. He'll have Zealot Charge finished, so Zealots will close the gap with any units that drop. This is going to be really, really difficult for Happy to make work.
Yeah, a couple of SCVs already going down on this natural. Nice moves here. And as long as you said, he's just protected nicely on 2 bases, MaNa shouldn't take any damage himself.
Doing all right for himself. 5 workers dead, and will pick up the majority of this and get on out. So, and actually Happy, whoa, he's stimming back with all of those units that he dropped, and he's trying to chase them down on the 3rd base.
Yeah, he doesn't want to take too much damage here already. He has taken quite a bit of SCV damage. 7 SCVs have gone down just to this warp prism.
That was a really unlucky time in there for Happy, because he actually didn't have that much bio out at all across these 3 bases, so had to stim all the way back, which is unfortunate, and MaNa takes himself a 3rd base and keeps his bases all well defended during all of this. Oh, and he drops a scan to see the High Templars.
Does he see that? Okay, good. So now the Ghost Academy comes down. Yeah. But the thing is, MaNa has done damage, but hasn't done crucial damage. Remember, Happy had a very early 3rd command center and is mining from his 3rd already, which means the saturation is great across all 3 bases. So his economy is actually in great shape still. It hasn't been hurt a lot. So as you can see, the supply difference is not even that much different despite that attack. But the one thing MaNa does have a slight lead in is upgrades. But it's not that far ahead either, because Happy, with an early 3rd, with double engineering bay, isn't that far behind either. And it's not like MaNa's been able to punish the greed that we've seen from Happy, so he's not in the worst position at all.
Yeah, so this game is certainly going to go on much, much longer. I mean, the Ghosts coming out at this time now for Happy, I can only imagine he is one of the most content Terrans when it comes to that Ghost upgrade. Slightly, of course, you know, the Mobius Reactor. Normally you would see good Terrans actually starting that at a reasonable time, but it buys him, you know, a few seconds.
MaNa's going to hit with 2-2 again. He's got a pylon forward. He's moving forward. You would like to have bunkers.
Yeah, you would.
To be able to deal with this. But Happy has got no scouting information. He's completely blind.
Especially against Zealot Charge.
He's so blind.
There was that one Viking that straight
one Stim Marine moving forward. One Stim Marine.
It goes the wrong way.
It misses.
Everything.
Sees. Okay, now he knows. Now he knows. Archon moving forward means that something's coming. He needs to build bunkers. He probably won't hold this without bunkers.
Look how far MaNa ahead it is in terms of the army supply. 82 to 52 with 2-2 finishing.
He's not going to see this. He's got ghosts and stuff, but he doesn't see this.
This is the perfect timing here for him. He drops the
scans a third and is like, oh, cool. I don't really. Oh!
Panic!
That's what I do when I play against this, and you do go, oh!
The power of Protoss! Storm landed on a lot of that with the Time Warp under it as well. And
he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Didn't see this coming.
At all. This isn't the power of Protoss. This is the lack of power here from Happy in terms of actually spotting what is going on. And now the Zealots are going to town on the SCVs.
You need bunkers.
Happy is getting thrashed.
He is, and he's going to be eliminated from this qualifier very, very early on. And the Polish player keeps his dreams alive to play in the tournament in Poland because this is a beautiful attack. And this, even if he doesn't outright kill Happy now, he's got such a good economy. He's destroyed so many SCVs.
Oh, that one Archon. He got like EMP'd and he was just like, I actually don't care, guys. GG.
2-0.
MaNa wins. Advanced on to the round of 16, which is actually an impressive result for him considering how quickly that's happened.
Yeah, that's really fast. I mean, this tournament's only been going on for about an hour, and he's already gone through a couple of rounds. Goody and now Happy. You got to see that coming. You have to see these kind of attacks hitting you, whether it be a single Marine out further and earlier, an SCV out single earlier, more information being scanned. You just can't not go into that defense without being ready, as we saw. That
really didn't actually look too much like the Happy that we're normally used to. I must admit, Happy's normally really buckled down and really quite tight.
Yeah.
But a little bit shaky here today. No offense to Happy, of course. He's a fantastic player.
I think he was assuming a lot, and that's one of the biggest weaknesses of players in StarCraft is you assume a lot. Because in recent play, whether in overall Terran versus Protoss, it's mostly Templar defensive, eventually into Colossus in a slower game. But that was just an attack, and he didn't know the difference between the overall normal playstyle of Terran versus Protoss and what MaNa was doing, and the difference was a loss.
All right. Well, guys, that means we are done for that series. We are done for one of the... He is actually like the first player advancing on to the round of 16. We still have a lot of round of 32 games going on. Interestingly, down in the very bottom of the bracket, there's Impact versus Dia going on, which would be a cool series. I wonder if it's already started.
Yeah, I'm going to find out what game we're going into next, so...
All right. Well, I mean, for now, guys, we can go to a short break, and then when we're back, we'll have more StarCraft action here from the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. Don't go anywhere.